Hi guys, welcome back. And in the last video I put the swing arm together, did a few other bits, and today we're going to mount the swing arm and all that up onto the motorcycle. So the first thing we have to do is mount our ice elastics in there. These are Mark III style adjustable ice elastics. So these are getting mounted, and then we're putting everything in there and trying to get this together right. So in the last video I did put all this together. And I think nobody's called me out on it yet, but this I put on the wrong side. But okay, I have to correct something on the last video. The oil that I put in the swing arm spindle is SAE 140, not SAE 40. So SAE 140, that's what it calls for. And I put these on backwards here. Let me show you. So I put these caps on the wrong way around. So this one actually goes to the other side and the other one goes on this side. Somebody commented that once I put the chain case up here, it would hit this and it won't have access anymore as well. So I will swap those around. So time to undo kind of what I did in this video a little bit, but that's fine. It shouldn't take me too long to do that. So just need to clarify that. So thank you for whoever commented that. So I will be swapping these around, and then also the gear or the oil that I put in here is SAE 140, not SAE 40. First thing we're going to do is get our ice elastic here, grease it up, and then put it in the tube here. So let's get to it. Alright, so the instructions that came with this say to put some silicone spray around the rubber here. I don't have any with me, so I'm just going to use a light coating of grease to get it done. I think that should be just fine. Alright, that should be sufficient. The next thing to do is to push this through. So we're going to get it into position. What they recommend doing in the instructions is to take a screwdriver like this and just stick it all the way through, and then use this to help push. It's a really tight fit, but it's going. Okay, well, I've got the ice elastic in there. And what I found to be the easiest way to do this was to keep the screwdriver in there, but to hold this so the screwdriver end is on the ground, and then have all this to push with. And it's much easier to do that this way. So if you ever do that, stick the screwdriver through here, take the whole assembly like that, and then put all the weight on the screwdriver on the ground, and it's much easier that way. Alright, now I have to put these ends on. So this end is the left side, and then the other one will go on the right. And let's see if this is on the bike. So I'm just going to loosely put this on here like that, and then I'll follow the instructions to get this all installed like this. There's some more final adjustments and things to do as well. The final adjustments you do when everything is on the bike and the bike is complete and on the ground, so that'll have to come later, but this is just kind of how it's resting in place right now. So it looks pretty. There is a set screw down here. I need to tighten this up, it says. Alright, let's see if we can't fit this in position. There we go. Perfect. We have our greased rod to go through. Alright, that'll be loosely in place. We still have to put our Z plates on up here and a few other bits. But now we have our swing arm and our gearbox cradle loosely in position. I guess the next thing to do would be to see if we can't go ahead and mount our swing arm to our suspension here. So what's interesting is in the restoration manual it says the right hand bolt goes in from the outside and then the left one goes from the inside, so they're both facing the same direction, which is a bit funky and weird to me, but I figure Norman White knows significantly better than I do. I've got my moving blankets here in the way. So the left one goes in from the inside, like that. Make sure you guys can see this. Right there, yep. Put a washer on. And then a nut. And on the right side, same thing, but it goes in from the outside. All right, let me grab some tools and tighten this down now. All right, so I went ahead and tightened the upper suspension mounts down as well, there and there. So these are nice and tight. And now we're ready to move on to the next step. I think the next step is we might go ahead and mount the gearbox. Let's take a look at that. All right, and this box should be my new gearbox. Well, it's the same gearbox, but I had it gone through and rebuilt by the company because I didn't really have time to do all that. I've been traveling a lot for my job, so I was wanting to get some progress done. And there we go. All right, so here we go. This should be on my gearbox here. Out here. New gasket for the inspection cover. All right, it looks pretty good. I had it all vapor blasted. So as you guys can see, here we go. So here it is. They marked no oil on here, and they drew some Sharpie marks here on the outside. I think I have some hardware because it looks like some are missing. But altogether, it looks pretty. Let me see if I have some new hardware for this outer cover. Alright, so here we are on the gearbox. I thought they were putting all new hardware here, but I guess not, but that's okay. Take out what they have. And I've got some Allen bolts that I already had. And so we're going to use these in the gearbox instead. So these Allen bolts that I bought for a gearbox apparently aren't right. They don't feel like they're going in right. I'm not going to force it and mess up any threads. I think the thread size is right, but I think they're just too long. And look at that. So I need to find some new Allen bolts here, or some new bolts for the gearbox anyway that I'm happy with. I'll just put the screw back in to hold it for now. So there's a couple screws in there. All right, now it's time to put our gearbox in position here. I've got new stainless mounting bolts here, and then an upper one here with an adjuster. So it's time to make this happen. So put that in there like that. Slide it in. And then you can turn it and get everything in position. So I'm going to go ahead and get this bottom bolt. There we go. All right, now it's time to do the top part. So we'll slide the bolts in there like that. We have a spacer that's going to go in on the other side. All right, so we'll get the bolts in, slide our adjuster in place. Spacer in the back. Push everything home at the same time. And there we go. So now we just have to put this on the back end, put this nut on the adjuster, and our gearbox is in position. I'm going to leave this loose because obviously this is going to need some adjustment once we get the engine in there. And we have to hook up everything up to the gearbox. Alright guys, well thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all that kind of fun stuff. Also, I have t-shirts on sale at motohomeless.com. Also have long sleeve shirts and hoodies. So please check those out. That helps me out, helps me be able to do things like this. And feel free to tell me what I did wrong on this time, because I do something wrong every time, but I'm excited to get the gearbox in position, the swing arm, everything in there. It's starting to look a little bit more like a motorcycle, so I'm excited about this.